Hey, what's up guys? Happy New Year! Did you miss me? Like my new hair? Please tell me. I need the validation. Anyways, I'm finally back. New hair, new year, new me. Just kidding, I hate that fucking saying. Anyways, let's just get into my first review of the new year. Insidious, The Last Key. So hell yeah, starting off this new year with a horror movie review. But it's a horror movie in January, so was it actually a good horror movie or just another shitty January horror movie? Let's find out. So Insidious The Last Key takes place right after Chapter 3, and this is once again a prequel to the first Insidious. And it basically gives us a lot more of the backstory on Lin Shaye's character of Elise, and what she went through as a child with a horrible parent and horrible demons in the house. Then we fast forward to many years later, and she gets a call that is about somebody that needs help with a possible haunting in her old house that she used to live in as a kid. So now she must go back to her old childhood house to get rid of the demons that are infesting this place once and for all. So this is the fourth movie in the Insidious franchise, and usually with the fourth movie in any franchise, you could tell that it's just run out of steam and they've run out of ideas. But thankfully, I could say that this is mostly not the case with Insidious The Last Key. Granted, with each installment into the Insidious franchise, they have gotten slightly worse each movie, but they are nowhere near as bad as the second, third, and fourth installment into other franchises. I mean, come on, when you got James Wan, who is, in my opinion, one of the best modern horror directors working today, and his team behind a horror movie, it shouldn't be worse than anything above average. Let's get right into a couple of the pros and the cons of this movie. Starting off with the pros is definitely Lin Shaye. To me, she was always the best part of the Insidious movies, so I'm happy that they've really dug more into her backstory for this movie and really made the past two movies about her and her helping other people. Like Chris Stuckman said in his review, it's amazing that this whole franchise is being carried by a 74-year-old woman. That's pretty cool. Another pro that I noticed in the movie was the jump scares. Most of the jump scares were not false scares, I'm happy to say. And I think that's something the Insidious franchise has always done so well. Most of the time, their jump scares are never false scares. It's actually something that's supposed to scare you, and I appreciate that. Also, the scares weren't very predictable either, which was great. It was awesome to see them not just go for the easiest scares or the lowest hanging fruit of scares. This movie also did a great job of creating atmosphere and tension instead of it just being jump scares and loud noises every second. That said though, this is the perfect place for me to transition into the cons of this movie. Because while they did do a great job of creating atmosphere and tension, at times I felt they were just trying to create too much of it, or they were just like padding the runtime a little bit. There's a fine line here. Either you create just enough atmosphere and tension to where it's perfectly creepy and scary, or you do what I felt this movie did at times, and create too much to the point where it just becomes boring watching people slowly walk around in the dark and explore. It really gets to a point, like I said, where it just feels like they're just trying to pad the runtime. But that might just be a little nitpick for me, I don't know. If anybody else thought the same thing about this movie, let me know in the comments below. I think this one might be the last Insidious movie because while the third one was a prequel like this one, it didn't transition directly into the first Insidious. But the end of this one, no spoilers, does transition directly into the events of the first Insidious. They do introduce a new character in this movie that's, let's say, a lot like Lin Shaye's Elise, and in my opinion, it felt like a setup to a possible spin-off of the Insidious franchise. I don't know, we will just have to wait and see, but until then, I'm going to give Insidious The Last Key a B-. Give this one a chance, guys. It's not the best of the Insidious franchise, but it's definitely not a horrible movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.